All right, everyone, gather round, because today we're diving deep under the sea to Bikini Bottom for one of the most anticipated events in cartoon history, SpongeBob SquarePants' boating test. We all know the drill, right? SpongeBob, our eternally optimistic, porous pal, has failed this test more times than we can count. But today feels different. There's a special kind of excitement in the salty air. Picture this. SpongeBob wakes up, is too big, blue eyes wide with determination. He's not just ready. He's I'm ready, ready. He practically floats out of his pineapple home, past a grumpy Squidward, and makes a beeline for Mrs. Puff's boating school. His confidence is infectious. You can almost feel his little yellow heart thumping with a mix of nerves and pure, unadulterated joy. He's been studying. He's been practicing in his mind. At least and this time, he's going to get that license. He arrives at the school, and there she is, the long-suffering Mrs. Puff. She sees him coming, and you can see a flicker of, well, let's call it weary resignation in her eyes. But SpongeBob's enthusiasm is a force of nature. Good morning, Mrs. Puff, ready for the best boating test of your life, he chirps. Holding a shiny red apple, Mrs. Puff takes a deep breath, inflates slightly with stress, and then manages a tight smile. Let's just get this over with. SpongeBob. SpongeBob hops into the boat, the familiar red boatmobile. He meticulously adjusts the rearview mirror, checks his non-existent blind spots, and gives a confident thumbs up. The test begins. He floors it. The boat lurches forward, and for a glorious second, it looks like he's actually driving normally. But then the classic SpongeBob chaos kicks in. He swerves wildly to avoid a single, tiny pebble. He takes a turn so sharply the boat tilts on 2 wheels. He's shouting, "Floor it? Did you say floor it?" While Mrs. Puff is screaming, "No, SpongeBob." No, he's a whirlwind of misplaced confidence, a yellow blur of boating madness. He is so focused on the finish line that he has forgotten everything he has ever been taught. The boat careens through the course, narrowly missing obstacles and poor misses. Puff is puffing up to the size of a weather balloon. Just as it seems like another catastrophic failure is inevitable, something happens. They're heading straight for the lighthouse, the site of so many past disasters. Mrs. Puff, in a moment of sheer terror and desperation, yells out, "SpongeBob, remember the rules. What's the first thing I taught you?" And that's the turning point. SpongeBob's eyes, which were crazed with speed, suddenly clear. The frantic energy drains away. Replaced by focus, he slams on the brakes, the boat screeching to a halt just inches from the lighthouse wall. He turns to Mrs. Puff, who is deflated back to her normal size, looking utterly exhausted. The rules, SpongeBob whispers. Of course, safety first. It's like a switch has been flipped. From that moment on, he's a different driver. He buckles his seat belt, checks his mirrors again this time for real. He starts the boat gently. He navigates the cones with slow, deliberate precision. He signals before every turn. He even stops at the stop sign, looking both ways twice. It's boring. It's textbook. It's perfect. Mrs. Puff watches, her eyes wide with disbelief. Could this be it? Could this be the day? He parallels parks flawlessly, coming to a gentle stop right inside the lines. He turns off the engine, pulls the parking brake, and sits there, hands at 10 and 2 on the wheel, looking straight ahead. The silence is deafening. Finally, he turns to Mrs. Puff, his face a perfect picture of calm. "So how did I do?" he asks softly to Mrs. Puff is speechless. She looks at her clipboard, then back at SpongeBob. A single tear rolls down her cheek. It's a tear of shock, of relief, of pure, unadulterated astonishment. She makes a check mark on her clipboard. "SpongeBob," she says, her voice trembling slightly, you passed." The explosion of joy is immediate. SpongeBob leaps out of the boat, screaming with happiness, "I passed! I got my license! I can't believe it!" He hugs Mrs. Puff, who actually smiles a genuine, happy smile. For the first time, one of her students has learned the most important lesson of all. It is not about being fast. It's about being safe. SpongeBob SquarePants, the once menace of the Bikini Bottom roadways, is officially a licensed driver. And as he dances away with his brand new license in hand, you can't help but feel incredibly happy for our little spongy friend. He finally did it. Thanks so much for watching this little trip down memory lane with me. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite cartoons. See you next time.